When a community breaks, the headlines rarely ask about how the neighborhood failed.
Instead, they point fingers at youth culture just to sell papers and get clicks.
Back to the cracks in the suburb. I'm Stella.
And I'm Bryan. Today we're looking at how news media reacts to the suburban tragedies by creating wild headlines about youth violence rather than looking at the root causes like racism, loneliness, and mental health.
Whenever teenagers get into serious trouble, the media immediately goes into a frenzy. Instead of asking why a kid was struggling or isolated, they just label them as monsters.
This isn't nothing new. In 2005, a study was published by the Canadian Journal of Criminology by researchers S. Barron and D. Lacombe, titled Moral Panic and the Nasty Girl.
Their study looked at how 1990s media coverage completely sensationalized youth aggression. They proved that the news intentionally created a massive public panic about violent teenagers instead of addressing actual systemic issues like lack of youth support or racism in the suburbs.
By turning a tragedy into a scary campfire story, the media makes people angry and afraid, which completely distracts everyone from fixing the real problems.
On November 14, 1997, Rena Verk, a troubled 14-year-old outcast searching for acceptance, was invited by a friend to a party. They met behind Shoreline Middle School in Saanich, and from there a group of at least 8 girls and 1 guy, all under 16 years of age, walked to Craigflower Bridge. There they swarmed Verk, burning her with cigarette butts and repeatedly kicking her, allegedly for spreading rumors about them. An autopsy would later reveal her head injuries alone would have probably killed her, but officially she died of drowning.
Okay, pause it right there. Did you hear how they introduced her? A troubled 14-year-old outcast.
It's crazy. Within 15 seconds, before we even learn who she really was, the video reduces a real person down to a shallow stereotype just to set up a true crime story.
Exactly. It sounds like a trailer for a horror movie, not a real-life tragedy. The media does this all the time. They focus entirely on graphic details and dramatic labels because shock value gets views.
And by turning real kids into characters like monsters or outcasts, they completely ignore the bigger picture of how isolation and bullying are allowed to happen in these neighborhoods.
When the media distorts real life into pure entertainment, it stops communities from actually healing or learning from their mistakes.
If we want to protect lonely kids, we have to stop looking at them through a dramatic news lens and start looking at the actual gaps in our school hallways and neighborhoods.
Next week, in our final episode, we'll talk about how to fix the cracks in the suburbs.
Thanks for listening to The Cracks in the Suburb. Catch you next time.